Up above are reclaimed antique hand-hewn beams, and most people are shocked when I tell them these are actually not solid beams, they are box beams. Our box beams, you cannot tell whether they're solid or boxed. Box beams have actually become maybe even more popular than solid because they are so easy to install. They're much lighter. So, you can imagine when you're installing a big, long, solid beam, the weight of that is hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and so you have to really bring in experts with lifts to bring them up to the ceiling and to install them. Well, with the box beams, they're hollow, and you can just basically have two good trim guys on a ladder installing these things. Here's an example of our box beams. This is the reclaimed antique hand-hewn. As you can see, you cannot tell that is not a solid beam once it's in place. You look from this side and you can tell. So we do not just take a solid beam and cut out the middle. We're actually cutting the faces from however many beams we need to, but being very careful that the coloring and the characteristics match up really well. But that gives us, we can be a little bit more picky and choosy. Maybe there's a certain solid beam that, we don't really like that face. Well, we don't have to use it. So we cut the various faces off, then we do a miter lock joint. We glue that together. Makes for a very stable connection. You can hardly, if you put a ton of pressure on this thing, it's not gonna break. We put some of these stabilizing blocking in between, and it's a very stable product, very easy to install. We do this is our, right here is our mixed hardwoods antique hand-hewn beam. It can also come as mixed softwoods. So this is obviously a pine versus a hardwood such as an oak. You can tell there's quite a bit of difference there. So it really comes down to coloring. This is going to have more of that traditional pine coloring with some pumpkin colors, some goldish kind of tones. Also, with the softwood being soft, it was easier for the people to get through as they were chopping these beams by hand, and so they tend to be a little bit smoother. You see a little bit of some hew marks here, whereas these were quite a bit harder, and they really had to work to get through this. You can see this face here, just really aggressive hew marks. So those are some of the different characteristics between an antique hand-hewn mixed hardwood versus softwood.